give an instruction. Genesis 28 verse 20. We're going into non-stop praise and worship, talking to God from the bottom of our hearts. Again, Genesis 28 verse 20. The Bible says, then Jacob made a vow saying, if God will be with me and keep me in this way that I'm going, and give me bread to eat and clothing to put on, so that I may return safely to my father's house, then the Lord will be my God. So on that altar that he had made before God, he had a request. He had a request. He had certain specifics. And this stone which I have set as a pillar shall be God's house. So he sets a structure, albeit rudimentary, and says, all of what you give me, I will surely give a tenth to you. So he's negotiating with the Most High at this point. This morning, your specific requests, specific, and I mean narrow it down. Don't be vague. The man says, if God can, one, watch over me, that is protection. If God will provide food for me, that is, he will never be hungry. He would never starve. On this journey that is so fluid, he's still not sure what can happen. He's saying, Lord, give me food. Don't let me die of hunger on the journey. And then the third thing, if he will clothe me. So my nakedness will not show. This man was specific. He requested 3 things. Remember, as we started, the Spirit of God said, ask for 3 specific things. 3 specific things. It says, if God will do this for me, if he will be with me, God being with me is the most crucial thing. As I go on this leg of the journey, yesterday we broke into something specific. We broke into a new place of operation. You broke into a new place that before now seemed impossible. So this man says, if my God will be with me, if Adonai will go with me, then these 3 things I request. So that when I come back safely from this journey, I will give him a tenth. Now, be careful here. Don't make a vow. I would suggest to you, please, don't make a vow. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 4 to 5. Ecclesiastes, please, Pastor, if you can get that up for me, I'll be happy. I'm telling you, don't make a vow unless you are led by the Lord. You feel a deep conviction that you need to do that. Please be careful not to make a vow on this altar yet. You may make it later, but you please hold off yet. When you make a vow to God, do not delay to pay it, for he has no pleasure in fools. Pay what you have vowed. Verse 5 says, better not to vow than to vow and not to pay your vow. Thank you, Mommy Rose. Don't make any rash decision in front of God, because he will never, ever be pleased with a rash vow. You must pay it. As we go in this morning, your specific 3 things is what we're addressing again. Now, I gave you the analogy of the man who's putting out fires everywhere. Instead of putting out fires, one here, one there, then you do another problem, then you're sorting that out. And then as you're coming out of that, You're hearing another news, and it's like a consistent life of war, a consistent life of one step forward, three steps backwards. But what I want God to do for me, and I want to do for you, is that we come into the place where such praise, such worship, such intimacy with Him, such power emanating from you, such wisdom emanating from you, such favor coming from His presence. You don't need to fight fires anymore. You're standing still. You're worshiping Him. And those fires are being put out. You're standing in the place where His presence abides on you. And the words of your mouth are just words of wisdom. The things you say bring you favor. Where you go, people can't explain it. They bend backwards to bless you. So, when Israel made that vow to God and said, I will give Him a tenth of whatever He gives me, in Genesis 28, it was because he was certain he will stay with the Lord. So going under Laban was not a problem. You and I are under the power and the spirit that cheats righteous people. That's the world we live in. They cheat those who are standing in integrity. They cheat those who are standing for God. But there is something God is saying to us. If you will sit in my presence, if you will stay with me, let me be the one that anoints you and goes before you. All fires that surround you will be put out. As they are raising one other fire, my presence is shutting it down. As they are raising another fire, my power will bring it to nothing. As you worship, as you stay in my presence. So this morning, I hope by now you have 3 things that you want to ask the Lord for. 3 specific things. And I want to encourage you to write it down.